Welcome back, Rich Nation. My name is AJ, and today we're going to be continuing One Piece episodes 353 and 354. Funny little note here. When it becomes this time of the year, it gets really hot in my room, but it's like in between that time frame where I want to turn on my AC or not turn on my AC because I got to set up the whole thing. So it's that in between. So right now I'm kind of doing recordings either very early in the morning or very late at night to kind of avoid that because no one wants a sweaty AJ on camera. So I've decided to do these really early in the morning. So I apologize ahead of time here if I'm a little sleepy in my very first recording of the day here. But man, I love the hot weather, but I don't like it inside here, at least for another 2 weeks till I turn my AC on. But anyway, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, smash that like button, hit that notification bell. You can also check out these episodes early and uncut over on patreon.com/ajrich123. Definitely check that out if you haven't. It helps out the channel. You get a lot of content over there. And let's go ahead and start. I was wondering what that sign said on Usopp's back. Evil! It's just evil. You couldn't mistake that at all. Welp, are they all going to be just kind of sitting on the ship? Sounds like a dungeon when you say it like that. The boss room. Yep. Steal all their stuff, but drop off everybody and steal their shadows too. I would think they would be long gone by this point. They took pretty much everything, left a couple potatoes. What is that, eggs? And then they gave all that food to Luffy right away. It's all gone, probably. Oars or whatever. What I like to call this zombie Luffy. So they have to, the bodies would be in the dark somewhere. All three of them are in there, but they were all taken at different times. Then that means they could be dropped off at different areas too. So they dumped them in the same spot. What did they do? Decorate them? What the fuck? Why does Luffy have pigtails? And what the fuck? Not only did they have to take their shadow, they had to disgrace them like that and That's a good question. That's one way to wake them up. Blast them. Or scream. Or food. Yeah, food. Oh wait, that is the best woman. Get Sanji. Sword, get Zoro. Meat, get Luffy. That's like the best combo ever. Holy shit. Wow. Usopp just said the key words. Oh yeah, the creepy old guy that's gonna marry them. Forced marriage for Nami. There is a lot of creepiness in this. Wait, does this make Nami? Would this make Nami a furry? I guess it's a forced marriage, so it's not like she's into it. If she was into it, technically that would make her a furry. Episode title, Nami becomes a furry? God damn! How are they? I guess she's knocked out, but I would think she would bitch slap the crap out of them. Everyone that he meets is perverted and creepy. And his crew here. Now he's utilizing his invisibleness more often. You know, one thing I do like is that they can still fight Like, even though your shadow's taken away, it's not like it's necessarily taking, at least from what I've noticed, it's not taking their strength. We still see Brook fighting fine without the shadow, so they can still fight. You got the zombie version with Luffy Shadow eating all the food, and now regularly Luffy eating all the food. There's gonna be nothing on the island in minutes. It's quite the predicament. Yeah, she's busy getting force married. In that order? I mean, it's good to see where Luffy's priorities lie. Seriously. That's about the reaction I was, thinking he would have. Now it's setting in? Then what was that before? I wouldn't say not different. I mean, there was quite a bit of differences. The look, obviously, but it sounds so simple, but with the stronger zombies, I would think it's gonna be a bit trickier. Though we saw Brook do it to that big spider monkey thing, so it would, I don't know, and that thing was kind of strong. He changed his mind. Once you get to know somebody better, that's what usually happens. He was crying over something that he heard, but it never showed what was said. Hold on a second. Yes, if we were thinking in regular terms, man, that's kind of harsh coming from Frankie. You'll never make friends. In One Piece, I don't think that's true. You literally have a goddamn reindeer Chopper as a crewmate, and you that talks, and you have somebody and you have Sanji, who's Sanji, and all these people can make friends. So if they can make friends, that's kind of pretty harsh coming from him. Maybe I'm just seeing this in One Piece terms, but I guess if you were a normal person, you would that opinion would go, but it's One Piece. But he's also trying to figure out what type of person he is too by asking this, I'm guessing. Oh, that's a good question. So he wants to return there, huh? But would that person still be alive, or how old was the guy when you left him? He could be dead. He still has to try. I think the way he's thinking is, no matter how lonely he feels by himself, like where he's at now in his predicament, it doesn't matter, because he has to get back to this person, to this crewmate, because they could be even lonelier. What? What? Whoa, whoa, whoa! Whoa, no, what the, oh, fuck, I hate having to do another LABOON! LABOON! Oh! Wow! God damn, does this come back full circle? Okay! He was part of the crew that LABOON stayed there for, and he's still waiting for them! Oh, I fucking love it. What a shock. Oh my God. Something so, God, I love One Piece. Something so, like, it was big in that moment, but it's, that type of stuff is so easily forgotten with small details. You know, you get like a side story or a backstory of something. We haven't heard about LABOON in what, like over 300 episodes, something like that. And wow. And I remember, this is the thing, like everything in One Piece, I feel like after watching so many episodes, I would forget about things, but I remember the details about, and that's, I guess that's just goes to show how invested I am into this story. Like how the crew had, they were waiting for the crew. And I remember like most of the details about it. And LABOON was staying there and so loyal. And it's so good to see that they still wanted to come back for. I love that. I absolutely love that. And it ends up being people they meet. God, I love the storytelling. I love the story in this. This is, oh my God. Both of them weren't there when that, so they wouldn't know, but if it was Luffy and them, they'd be able to tell him. Oh, he's still waiting. He really did consider him part of the crew. Oh, he has to go back there. This is a good captain. This is a good captain that would go back for a member of his crew like that. That means that much to him. Okay, that just gave me a way bigger respect. Luffy already wanted him in his crew. Luffy has good instincts. It's like he reads character without even realizing it so well. Wanting him in his crew seems like a genius move now. Just how much, like, respectable Brook is. Actually, yeah, if Chopper was there, he could have talked to him. With how much history and now so much stuff that we know about LABOON and stuff, and now the crew and how the story involves this, it just makes me feel even worse with all his scars and all the time he had to wait. Who knew a show could make you feel so much for a whale, for a ship, for Jesus? Man, seeing these flashbacks, the animation is so different now too. Yup, now they definitely need to take Brook with them now, because Brook has to come back to that whale 100%. Wow, that came out of freaking nowhere. What a curveball. Like, how many times, like, I've said this a few times now where like things that happened hundreds of episodes before, it's kind of came back and it hits like so well knowing the prior information. God, I love the storytelling in this, but oh man, the connection between LABOON and Brook just comes out of freaking nowhere. Oh my God, I love it. That just makes me want them to like him to join and them to like go back to that whale 100%. He needs to. No wonder that's like part of the reason what's driving him. Like what's driving Brook to need to get back there no matter how long it takes. And now it makes sense, like, you know, whale can live as we like saw, a whale could live a little bit longer, and the whale was very small back then, so the whale, we know the whale is still there. So oh, I love that. I really do. This should help motivate them as well. Not that they need motivation. What is Luffy full of and all these guys of? Motivation. That's something they're usually not lacking on. This feels like so long ago now. They were so scared of the whale, but the whale's so wholesome. Aw. Is that what we're calling it? Luffy's silliness? Now this really does make me think, like, did I ever miss any details that could have been like something small like this, right? like you know, some pirates or something. Is there going to be more stuff that's just brought up way later on that was a minor detail? It seems to be kind of common in this show. I'm not complaining. I love it. Even though I've like only been watching this for a year compared to other people that have been watching this for 20 years or something. And this feels nostalgic to me, even though it was only a year ago. The thing I cannot remember, and I'm wondering if it's going to show, when they were talking about, because I remember they talked about the pirates that left them, and they showed pictures, like, you know, like a flashback of him as a kid and stuff. It actually showed a little bit of it earlier, but was it like, would you been able to tell? I guess Brook's a skeleton, so you wouldn't have been able to tell, but was there any note like, would you be able to tell it was Brook? I think that'd be impossible, because that's him before he was a skeleton. So, small details. Just something like that. Pirates are waiting. They're originally from the West Blue. Like, these small, tiny details that you just kind of look over actually have huge meaning later on. I love this. I never thought about how much that probably hurt the crap out of the whale. Now I just feel worse for the whale. When you look at it like this, Luffy looks like he's the villain against the whale here. Okay, I definitely see the potential of a reunion now. And now I need it to freaking happen. Here's a good question. How many years was it since that episode had aired when this episode came out? Because for how long this flashback is, I'm assuming it must have been quite a bit of years. So they're trying to like show their viewers and like remind them, because it's been that long. Because I've noticed when they flashed back to something way back, like they did with Dragon, they've taken longer on the flashbacks. Because he has his shadow, yeah, thought patterns, the way he thinks, it puts Brook at such a disadvantage. Yeah, of course, and we know he does, and that he was still waiting. That's how loyal he was. Oh, and that's how much he cared about his crewmates. You don't have to have a physical heart to feel, though. At least in One Piece. He's still worried about that. He's fighting for a good reason, but it's still his fucking afro. Really? Ah, that's why he wants to keep it. Oh, okay, that's pretty damn meaningful. Of course it's more than just a joke. Deeper meanings. No wonder Frankie cried. But we've seen Frankie cry for smaller things, so I had no idea what that was. That's like perfect for Luffy. Seriously, Luffy has the best judgment on crew members. Like, of course that's a priority for Sanji. Well, they're prepared. Man, who would have knew some detail like that? Brook ending up being now him, the way how motivated he is, why he was protecting his afro, which came off as a major joke, but I love that it's deeper, that it's the comparison with LABOON and the connection he has with that whale and the promise they made. Because I remember when LABOON was introduced, they made a big deal about him promising these pirates, and I remember it like I remember when that was happening, you felt bad for the whale at the end. You're like, man, these pirates never came back, but you thought, oh yeah, they were dead, right? I can't remember the exact detail, but obviously you would think they never came back. You want to hope that they tried to come back but died, and they that's exactly what happened. They died. And I just love that even though, you know, Brook, even that he's a skeleton, and even that his shadow's gone, and all he has is his afro, he's trying to keep that one thing that still connects him, one, to life, but two, to LABOON and to everything like that. And he still intends to keep that promise. And that's what's motivated him to keep going. And I just love that. This show continues to connect. I'd like to say a big pull of connecting the dots to everything. I wish I written like, I feel like I should have written like every line from this show down, because I'm telling you, there's been so many connections. And to something like this, it's not like it was a small detail. This was a large, like it was a couple episodes of fully talking about LABOON. We got to know LABOON, so it wasn't like some throwaway thing. But the line itself about this, they mentioned it as a, you know, these pirates or whatever, but it was never named or anything like that. I guess you can't really call it a small detail, but it was still something that you didn't really think twice about after that arc was over. At least for me. You guys let me know if you were still thinking about it, but I was definitely, I completely forgotten about it. I'd forgotten. I feel kind of bad. I'd really hadn't forgotten about LABOON. I know, like, I remembered immediately when they mentioned it, but I hadn't thought about it since. So I think that's why this was so shocking to me. It just came out of nowhere, but we've had things come out of nowhere. In the last like 10-20 episodes, we've had things like, well, I guess more like 20-30, we've had things come out of nowhere, come back, and I'm just used to it now. Like, I really, and that just makes me excited, because there's so many episodes of this show, things if they're doing this now, I can't imagine like how much more they could connect. And that just makes me excited for the future. I can't wait to see more of this. Like, this is why I continue to watch this show. I've never watched, like, at least reaction wise, I've definitely never been so consistent with a show like this, especially how many episodes it is. And this should show you that I in general, that I really, really have been enjoying the show and feel so just so invested in it, you know? But anyway, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, smash that like button, hit that notification bell. You can also check out these episodes early and uncut over on patreon.com/ajrich123. Discord, Twitter, Twitch, all that good stuff is down in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.